Charleston White just walked straight into 5th Ward, Houston, the neighborhood everybody connects with J. Prince, Rap-A-Lot, and mob ties.
33% of your kids in Houston cannot read on or above their grade level, and I see why. Because when proper information is given, information come along. But I done set up the building. I done sit down here just because I'm here because they looking for trouble. They looked up in your hood.
And somehow, what started as a birthday event turned into one of the wildest situations surrounding him in a minute. According to Charleston, he showed up by himself, knowing exactly where he was. No big crew behind him, no dramatic entrance. But once word started spreading that Charleston White was actually inside 5th Ward, after all the things he had already said about J. Prince and his family, the whole energy allegedly changed.
So let me tell y'all why I'm talking to James Prince Sr. the way I'm talking to him today. I'm in Houston, Texas. And I decided to go enjoy myself at Dr. Candace Matthews. So I went to Dr. Candace Matthews' birthday party, and just so happened the birthday party was in 5th Ward, Texas. 5th Ward, part of Houston. Everybody knows 5th Ward, that's James Prince hood, that's James Prince neighborhood. He loved 5th Ward. So I show up in 5th Ward, knowing that this is James Prince, Rap-A-Lot, in Mob Ties neighborhood, right? I show up knowing this. So guess what I do? I go to their hood.
And this is where things get messy. Charleston claims people approached him wanting an apology, but instead of backing down, he doubled down right there in the middle of the neighborhood. He basically made it clear that showing up in 5th Ward was his answer. In his mind, he had already crossed the biggest line possible by coming directly into the area and refusing to soften anything he had said. Then everything escalated. Charleston says a group gathered outside, words were exchanged, and as he eventually pulled away, shots were allegedly fired toward the vehicle. Nobody was reported hit, but that moment immediately changed the story from internet talk into something way more serious. And once Charleston started naming who he believed was involved, Wack 100 jumped into the conversation too.
I go to their neighborhood by myself, no mace, no gun, no nothing. To me and say, hey, woo, woo, woo. One came to me and said, man, we just need you to apologize. Well, guess what my apology is? I went to James Prince hood, let them know I'm in the city. I went to 5th Ward by myself. And it didn't even take a plane to get me. It ain't nothing but a misdemeanor assault if you hit me upside the head. Man, ain't nothing but a misdemeanor assault if you hit me upside the head. I got a pistol and shot at the car. Not only did they shoot at the car, they called 30 mob ties. Mob ties. Call mob ties. Showed up 30 deep, and all they wanted to do was to plead with me to apologize to James Prince. James Prince, yo mama, do you hear me? James Sr. You sent the hit squad. Y'all had a chance to get me.
Now here's where the story takes a sharper turn, because Charleston didn't just say somebody fired near his car. He started putting names and details into the public conversation.
Candace is always with J. Prince with the state. So, yeah, called me and told me exactly who shot him. Kid. So it's Candace is always with J. Prince with the stay down, say the kid, stay down, Kid his son, but it's really not his son. Okay. They shot him, they shot at him, the kid, it took Steve Francis' wife. He married Steve Francis' ex-wife, the lady named Shelby. So this is older than you? Yeah, he probably about 40. So let me ask you something. Dude ain't mad that he missed? don't think he tried to. I don't think he actually tried to hit him. I think he's outside showing out. And then just shot at. I don't know if he tried to shoot. I have no idea, but that's who shot though. Him Ken. I sent you a social media, bro. That's who shot at him.
Are you sending it? What's his number, bro? What you send me?
I just sent it to you. 713 Ken.
713 Ken.
I'm bigger than you. Jay Prince, you see how they can turn on you so fast? Jay Prince, you see how they turn on you so fast? Boy, them tell on Jane Prince.
Charleston claimed he was told the alleged shooter was a man known online as 713 Ken, somebody he described as being close to Jay Prince's circle. Charleston even said the information came to him fast after the incident, which only made the whole situation look more chaotic. According to him, people around Houston were already talking about who may have fired the shot before the smoke had even cleared. But there's another important detail. Even the people discussing the incident weren't necessarily saying somebody was trying to seriously hurt Charleston. One version being pushed was that the shot may have been fired more as a warning or intimidation move. That distinction matters because nobody outside the investigation can really say what the shooter's intention was.
Oh, tell on Jane Prince for Charleston White. Oh, gave up the shooter already. Up the shooter already. Ken, they done gave you Instagram and everything. So guess what I did, Ken? Guess what I did, Ken? I sent this straight to the FBI. Detective such and such. Ken, all trying to show out for Jay Prince, that's known as Stomp Down Son. I got the information on you. Ken, they said it was you, Ken. Somebody, I'm gonna break my finger pointing at Ken. I'll break this goddamn finger pointing at Ken. That was Ken. Say, break it. They said it was you, Ken. They said it was you, Ken. Boy, your friend said it was you, Ken. You know I like to talk, Ken. They can't keep it to themselves. They got to say, boy, the goddamn fool. Ken bust up to come to 5th Ward and stay here for 3-4 hours and don't get a knot put upside the head. We gonna put a bullet hole in the trunk. Pow! Put a bullet hole in the trunk. We got him, y'all. We got him. He know not to come back to 5th Ward. What we do? Pow! Put a bullet hole in it. Not come back here no more. I'm coming back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow. It will leave my car. Y'all put the bullet hole in. I keep telling everybody, them really don't want to kill nobody. They want to bust a few windows, put a few tires on flat, like that. You know, bust a few bottles with the bullets. They really don't want to kill nobody intentionally. It's situational. They done got mad, got in a situation, and fired fire, and the bullet went somebody, but they didn't mean it. Why? They took a plea bargain when it's time to go to court. Your Honor, I know y'all want to give me life. I'll take 50. I'll take 50, Your Honor. I know y'all want to give me life, but I'll take 50. Now, walk it down. Make him give me some time. Don't accept it. Guess what? 5th Ward. I always thought the 3rd Ward in the south part the hardest anyway. I ain't going from Northway side to Northway side, the Hearn Park, the south part, and the 3rd Ward. I always thought they was a little bit more special than the 5th Ward. I only know a few handful from 5th Ward that was some really thumper rumpers, thoroughbred, Derek Burton, aka Prince Rashid.
Charleston didn't seem interested in keeping any of it quiet, though. He immediately started saying he was passing information to law enforcement while publicly calling out the person he believed was responsible. And instead of leaving Houston after everything that happened, Charleston kept announcing that he was still in the city and wasn't backing away. That's when Wack 100 started looking at the situation from a completely different angle. Wack's biggest question wasn't just who allegedly fired the shot. It was whether the whole situation could have been stopped before it ever reached that point. Because in the leaked conversation Charleston later shared, there was talk that Jay Prince may have been on the phone telling people to stand down.
Standing. It ain't too many that bloody nickel on in Houston, but ain't a bunch of Fifth Ward on in Dallas and Fort Worth and San Antonio, Amarillo, El Paso, Waco, Killeen, Longview, Marshall, Fifth Ward, known from Fifth Ward. And I'm saying flooded nickel. Charleston White went to Fifth Ward after seeing Jay Prince and told rapper like Mob Time from Lil King to Guy Honeycomb, Honey Bun Brazy. Ain't no mob tie. I strip you whatever mafia ties you think you got, boy. I made an OG call. Made Jay Prince see his long head there somewhere with that mega Elvis fro he got. Old Elvis fro he got. Look like he got a toupee on his head. I made him sit his own. And then I told Junior, you a straight. Boy, if it wasn't for your daddy, would have been made you. You would have done it too, weak boy. Jazz, the only thing saving the family legacy. If it wasn't for Jazz, the Jay Prince family. So let me tell you what happened today, boys and girls. I don't know Jay Prince on the nickel. All I know is, don't know Houston. The sheriff do. Harris County Sheriff run. Not the chief of police. Harris County Sheriff run. And if sheriff didn't tell me I gotta check in, can't now make me check in, and sheriff ain't said it. Sheriff ain't gave me no stipulation. So why would I check in? We don't check in with a, but you got this kid and think he's a mob boss. Every time I seen a police shooting, every time I seen a boy for this chain snatch, boy for chain snatch, Jay Prince will shut down the world to get you your chain back. He can't squash a rap beef between Lil Durk and NBA Youngboy. He'll break in your house and steal your keys, give your security guard some syrup and put him to sleep, give him a little money to turn on you and make it seem like he come save the day. But boy, when you look at James Prince's record, from the Ghetto Boys, Scarface, Zero, UGK, Devin the Dude, these people ain't went nowhere with Rap-A-Lot records like they the new town. James Prince is the new Jerry Heller.
But Wack wasn't buying that explanation so easily. His argument was simple. If Jay Prince really had full control over the people around him and clearly told everybody to leave Charleston alone, then why did anybody approach him in the first place? That's where Wack started poking holes in the story. From his point of view, the fact that Charleston says he was confronted, surrounded, and then heard shots after leaving made the alleged stand down message harder to understand. Wack suggested that somebody may have been trying to clean up the situation after it already went too far.
You think that you can't come back from. Straight up. You want to get credit. Did nobody get at Jay Prince like that till I got at him like that. They feel
it's definitely a fact.
Till I caught him, told him who he was. Now watch you get kicked in your son crying, scared straight. Miami had to save him. I started handling Jay Prince like that. Nobody ever handled Jay Prince like that. Period. So what he's saying is, I'm saying some things that ain't no coming back from. I want to put my mouth, your mama. I was just in your neighborhood, at your place of business you own, and up on me and asked me to apologize, and I told them, let me tell you what them told me. They say, Wack, that outside surrounded by 30 talking bad. Talking bad telling them you ain't gonna do nothing. All that 30, and they let him get in the car and fire some shots when he pull off. So at the end of the day, now it was like, okay, Jay Prince, you talked, they come in the Fifth Ward with nothing. Came in there. You sent goons at him. He told him, I ain't apologizing. Go outside. Still talking. Pulls off, fire 2 shots he ain't never touched. Now he leaves and say, tell your mama, yo, move. See, this is where Jay Prince go wrong. He put himself in situations where he got to do something. And the feds is waiting for him to do something. What dude just said is in the world now. So what you think the next nigga who had a problem with Jay Prince but like was scared to handle it, what you think he thinking right now?
Shit, if Charleston White can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
This whole
Do you see what I'm saying? So you got to know what you hearing and know what's going on. That right there, go find anywhere whatever they said that dude. Why he still in Houston? Oh, he's still in Houston right now. He ain't leave.
Oh yeah, he said he was going back again.
Ain't no going back. He's still in there. He's still there right now. He ain't leave his hotel. He went outside. If it go outside here in LA in a high rise and turn the scene, we know right where he at.
That's facts.
Right.
He went outside, told mamas, and I'm still in Houston. That stigma Jay Prince didn't work all them years for is leaving.
That's good. Yeah, that's
And see, I remember, Ebony, I had that conversation with Brock. I said Jay Prince was always known as man. He ain't looking too scary no more. He's not scared of Jay Prince. I'm not.
Man,
Yes,
Brock,
I don't think them Northside Houston scared of him, no.
I just don't think how my city
over there
works.
in that
I
area,
told myself I won't even speak to none. Never been here about this because you wouldn't understand.
In that
I
area.
don't think the Northside scared of that.
Oh, in his area, no, in this area over there, bro. Listen to me. Listen to me. Ain't no bro to follow behind that. That's one thing you can't say. They follow behind him like a
show.
But that Junior, I know for a fact Junior ain't got no hands. He a mark.
Junior ain't even no. Junior's a privileged child. The only thing he know about a gutter is what he went around. That grow up struggling and have to fight for some tennis shoes and pizza.
Right.
A privileged child. Like, think about what you said.
And that matters because this wasn't happening somewhere random. Charleston says he was at a location connected to Jay Prince's family, inside a neighborhood deeply tied to that name. So now the conversation wasn't only about Charleston being reckless anymore. It became about control, reputation, and whether the people around Jay Prince were really moving under one clear command or doing their own thing when emotions got involved. But the leaked phone call opened up an even bigger angle because now Wack 100 was hearing details that Charleston himself didn't seem to know at first. According to the conversation, somebody connected to the situation claimed Jay Prince was already aware Charleston was at the event. There was also talk that Dr. Candace Matthews had contacted Jay Prince beforehand because the gathering was happening at a location connected to his family.
Here and doing all the purpose, and you didn't fund it because that's what you do, right? So when Charleston called me, y'all, no, I'm be real. Listen, y'all, listen. I need everybody listen. Hold on. So when Charleston called me, he said, "Hey sis, I need you to go to McKinney because this is what they do." So when he called me and let me know, I went down there and I exposed all of it. Okay, Charleston. Hey, Charleston, in that conversation, can you come out? Say, hey, listen, I know a lot of y'all ain't paying attention. I know a lot of y'all ain't paying attention because y'all think a lot of what she's saying. But listen, the power lies in the booth. If you can't start at the bottom of the political process, you can't wait 4 years to try to elect your president to have power. Power starts right here. You don't know nobody in the city that can get a white elected official to come down to talk to a bunch of drunk, won't even listen. They won't even listen. You can't get nobody in the city that'll get a white elected official that'll come talk to a bunch of drunk who won't even listen. They ain't even stop talking. So the next time you have one of these events, you gotta take the drunk out of the mix. Because the drunk, they're still talking while the political process is talking. They don't go to the polls. They're still talking right now. These gonna be the same complaining when we go back to slavery. They gonna vote us back to slavery. Why? Because we don't have permanent rights. Say, all the drunk is enough. 33% of your kids in Houston cannot read on or above their grade level. And I see why. Because when proper information is given, it's dumb. It's stupid when real information come along. But I done seen it up the building. I done come down here just because I'm here because they looking for trouble. They looking for trouble. We got political elected officials here. We got county commissioners here. The person who got access to the files in the county running the county. The mayor didn't shut the city down. It was the county commissioner. It was the county commissioner. The microphone dead. And he got the battery charged up for the proper information in the city. All I'm gonna say is, we up as a race of people. We up as a race of people. We got a woman who turned her birthday party into a political information campaign. And need be quiet.
If that version is accurate, then Charleston showing up wasn't exactly some surprise appearance. And that's what made Wack question everything even harder. Wack basically argued that if everybody knew Charleston was there, and there was supposedly an order to leave him alone, then the confrontation should have ended before it ever reached the parking lot. Instead, Charleston says people approached him, tried to get an apology, and things later escalated outside. Then, another completely different story surfaced, that Charleston may have somehow been responsible for the shot himself. Charleston immediately pushed back on that version, while Wack also sounded skeptical about how quickly the explanation was changing.
Yeah, the called me and told me exactly the shot of me. So is Ken a young? The kid is always with Jay Prince when they stay down, say the kid, stay down. Calls Ken his son, but it's really not his son. Okay. They shot him, they shot at him. Ken took Steve Francis' wife. He's married to Steve Francis' ex-wife, the lady named Shelby. Oh, this one, let me ask you something. If dude ain't mad that he missed, you ain't. Well, I don't think he tried to. I don't think he actually tried to hit him. I think outside showing out. And then just shot at, I don't know if he, tried to shoot. I had no idea, but that's who shot though. Ken, did you use social media, bro? That's who shot at him. Are you sending it to me? What's his Instagram? What you send me? I just sent it to you, 713 Ken. 713 Ken. So, now, why would they even run the risk of sending some people in there? And what I'm understanding is like kind of like a political event, whoever the lady's throwing the event. When he getting that, well, first off, he's at Jay Prince's restaurant. That's his daughter's restaurant that he funded. Oh. That's where he was at, the Nickel Bar. It's right on Liberty Road, bro. I told you, man, owned the whole street. Oh, so that was a slap in the face. Yeah, and so what happened is that when he was there, the word is that Jay Prince was on the phone with them niggas telling with him.
So Jay Prince telling him not to.
Yeah, Jay Prince was telling him. Jay Prince was telling him. They say Jay Prince married now.
Well, see, I'm gonna tell you why I don't believe that. Because if Jay Prince, if I tell them, they're not gonna.
So of course he don't say that to stay out of them. But I'm just telling
you, that's cap. That ain't no. If Jay Prince telling me what he trying to do is say, because Charleston went on social media and did what he did, right? Said what he said. Now he trying to put the narrative out there in the streets. I told him to leave him alone. If you told him to leave him alone, they would have never showed up. They wouldn't have showed up. They wouldn't have approached him, and they wouldn't have fired no shots fired. What you told them is go in there and shake up and scan. That's what you told them. Let's just be real.
You know, me and you know what he was.
Let me explain something, bro. I have been places with women, and Charleston don't even know this. Because Charleston just be popping this, right? Charleston and these don't even know these the hoodie just because they right? With me in Florida. And their eyes lit up when they saw Charleston. And I simply took my hand across my throat and said, it ain't happening. And then when it sat down, and Charleston never even felt a bit of tension. So you can't tell me, right? If you tell your team, hey, ain't nothing happening, then they gonna go in there and press 5 shots down at what he trying to do now. Trying to put it out there because it's no.
At this point, there were multiple stories floating around from different sides, but one thing was clear. What happened in 5th Ward was no longer staying local. The whole thing was becoming a public battle over who controlled the narrative. And Wack was about to make that battle even more personal. And this is where Wack 100 stopped focusing on the shooting itself and started talking about something bigger, Jay Prince's reputation. For years, Jay Prince's name carried a certain weight in hip-hop. People talked about Houston like it was territory where you had to move carefully, especially if his name was involved. But Wack believes Charleston just tested that image in public in a way very few people were willing to do.
And just for the record, James, I'm still in Houston, baby. James, I've been in Houston, baby. I'm still in Houston, baby. James. Look here, James. I know you run 5th Ward. I went to 5th Ward. James, when they said the nickel, I knew that was your club, James. That's why I showed up anyway, James. I think I'm a candid Matthew called Jay Prince and said, hey, listen, Jay Prince, I'm having a birthday party. I got some people coming, and Charleston White go be here. I don't want no shit in my woo. So James Prince knew I was coming. I didn't know I was going to James Prince establishment. Ooh, that would have been all over the internet. Charleston White shot in 5th Ward. Charleston White shot in 5th Ward. Charleston White shot in 5th Ward. It would have been all over the internet if they would have shot Charleston White. So they said, Charleston White, you still go. Say, didn't I tell you I'm willing to die, kill, and go to jail for the doing on the internet? Didn't I tell you that? Then let's go, baby. Let's go down. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no James Prince. I shall not fear 5th Ward, Texas. Those are crack babies with crack mothers, dope smoking mothers that had violent children, and they are cursed. 5th Ward, Texas is cursed with a demonic force called Rap-A-Lot Records.
Charleston walked into 5th Ward, refused to apologize, left the area, then stayed in Houston afterward talking even crazier online. Wack's point was that once people watch somebody challenge that reputation and still keep moving around, the fear factor can start looking different. But there's a catch. Wack also said this puts Jay Prince in a terrible position. If he ignores Charleston, people online might say the old intimidation factor is fading. But if anything else happens to Charleston after all these public accusations, everybody is going to immediately start looking in the same direction, fairly or not. That's why Wack kept bringing up law enforcement and federal attention. In his view, Charleston's non-stop posting turned the whole situation into a spotlight nobody should want. And somehow, the craziest twist was still coming. Wack and Charleston, two dudes who had their own issues before, were suddenly sounding like allies. That alliance is what made this whole situation even more interesting because Wack 100 and Charleston White haven't exactly been best friends. They've had their own back and forth before, but once J. Prince and mob ties became the main topic, all that old friction seemed to disappear. During the conversation with academics, Wack openly backed parts of Charleston's story and even claimed he had people connected to J. Prince's side feeding him information. That changed the dynamic completely. Now Charleston wasn't just standing alone making accusations online. Wack was adding his own sources, his own interpretation, and his own history of publicly challenging J. Prince. In fact, Wack reminded everybody that he had been questioning J. Prince's image long before Charleston took things this far. But Charleston brought something different to the table. He physically went into Fifth Ward, confronted the situation face to face, and then kept talking after he left. That gave Wack even more ammunition to question how much power and fear still surrounds the mob ties name today. And once these two started comparing notes publicly, every new detail became harder to contain, because now this wasn't just Charleston versus J. Prince anymore. It was turning into a wider debate about Houston politics, street reputation, loyalty, and whether an old school image can still hold the same weight when every move gets exposed online. And that might be the biggest question coming out of all this. Not just what happened that night, but what happens to a reputation once people stop being scared to challenge it publicly.
Charleston, I got Wack on the phone. It looked like
I got a back door in J. Prince camp that he don't even understand. Yeah, but one thing I can say, my man told me this, Wack. Charleston went outside, 20 or 30 rounded him. They said Charleston called them all kind of punk bitches and told them what they wasn't going to do, walking around and strut like he was George Jefferson, talking outside. He did that.
Wait, Charleston, so nobody punched on you?
Nobody Wayman whispered in my ear and gave me a script to say on what I'm going to say on camera in the corner. Came to give me a script of what to say to bow down. And we finally got somebody to go bow down. He going to take back what he said. You're going to apologize and you're going to say you know better. That's where they got me in with that. You know better. They gave me a script. Hey, I ain't never lied to you, Act. Never.
No, I know.
You know that.
Hey, I'm one, like, man, do you feel lucky?
I immediately called Wack, homie. I immediately called Wack and said, come on, mom, just fire off on me. I did not know the Wayman car was behind me to gang unit called me this morning.
The gang unit? Wait, so police has already been contacted?
Homie, in the state of Texas, if you file a shot where elected officials or these people are on the ballot, they don't know if this political, they don't know what. And we in this political climate. They keep forgetting that. I met Dr. Candace at the state capitol in the congressional halls. I didn't meet her on the internet. She don't know me as an internet troll. She know me as a youth. She met me in state capitol and congressional halls. This woman is really act why you bring. They trying to skirt her now. Had people, they talking votes here. They're talking votes what? Because they wasn't there at first. Nobody knew I was there.
You know the new fact is, Charleston? I texted me, that's his family member, talking about, hey, Wack, Jay gonna make an announcement that him and Charleston agreed to do a skit. I said, what, no.
No, Wack, I was just telling Charleston, so J. Prince Jr., he hit me and he says, listen, the reality is that Charleston White shot out the sunroof of his own car.
What you really talking about?
The shot was fired by Charleston. It came from his car.
That's crazy. But see, now that he doing that, he don't know. Bro, Charleston, I know what Charleston been called in. Jones is hot. They done already heard them talking. I don't know when Charleston gon' tell.
I'm flying back into the FBI after my show tomorrow. I'm flying back into the FBI.
I told him 3 years ago when the feds called me, hey, your phones is hot. For them to call me, ask me that means they hear you kid. Is you been over there? Your phones is hot.
I'm actually surprised that a shot would be fired. I would think that, at worst, they would probably get somebody to try to beat up Charleston, but like a shot.
My man told me, he said, Wack, Charleston, he got it. He said, Wack, I was there and said Charleston came outside. There was 20, 30 of them surrounding him. He said they're strutting and swinging his arms back like George Jefferson and apologizing to nothing. Not to me. I'm a stand-up man.
That's what made me do that, because I was shocked that all of them were around the car. I'm not really gonna do this. If the lady, man, this is a reputable lady. I'm really gonna do her like that. That's what made me snap. And I told her, I said, man, I'm gonna do the fool with doing you like this. She asked me not to do it. I said, man, no, man, they wrong. It made me think go do nothing. I've been here 3 hours. Y'all was nothing there. Y'all could have jacked me up and slapped me around and called a misdemeanor.
Jay Prince built his name over decades, so one chaotic night in 5th Ward doesn't suddenly erase everything people have heard about him. But Charleston White and Wack 100 are clearly trying to change the conversation. Instead of treating Jay Prince like somebody nobody can speak on, they're openly questioning the stories, the influence, and the fear that has surrounded his name for years. Charleston took that approach to another level by staying in Houston and continuing to taunt everybody after the incident. Wack, meanwhile, looked at it more strategically. His point was that once law enforcement, social media, and multiple people are watching every move, nobody can operate like it's 20 years ago anymore. And that's what makes this situation so messy. You've got conflicting stories about the shooting, leaked phone calls, people allegedly talking from inside different circles, and 2 outspoken personalities who clearly aren't planning to let the story die quietly. So Dripzine wants to know, did Charleston and Wack really expose cracks in the Jay Prince and mob ties reputation? Or is the internet making one wild Houston incident look bigger than it actually was? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button, subscribe to Dripzine, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one.